All right, I'll start over. I'm not starting over. All right, it cut off, so we'll say this is part 2. This is just the sort of thing we're figuring out. I'm not sure the last thing I said, but what I was talking about was everything on this candy maker has its place, has its job to do. And when they work all together, it keeps the candy out. If you're missing parts, it won't work. If you screw up with the little dome thing, it spills the candy everywhere. Sorry to anyone who's going to have to vacuum here. And I think that what God is saying in this Genesis 1 is that our world is the same way. That everything has its place. We have the land, and we have the sea, we have birds and fish and other things that live in the sea. We have plants and animals, we have you and me, and all of them have their place in this world. And when everything works together, it's great. Sometimes, of course, and we'll talk about that moving forward, we know that things aren't perfect. We know that you and me make mistakes. We know that things around us won't work quite right, and we'll end up with this, right? We'll end up with a mess. And in our world, there's plenty of places where I'm sure that you can see that things are a mess. But the whole thing to know in Genesis is God created the world so we wouldn't have a mess. God created a world where everything was in its place. And when things fell apart, what God did is He promised that He'd fix it. And the whole story of the Bible is about getting the mess back under control. It's about taking care of all these problems, and we know that when the mess gets cleaned up at the end, it's Jesus to do it. We started with everything in its place, and it was good. A mess got made, but Jesus will come to clean that problem. In Genesis, we get a chance to see the beginning of the story, and we also get to see the promise of the way it can end, with everything back in its place. It's going to take some hard work, right? These beans are going to need to get cleaned up. The mess will need to get cleaned. But in Genesis, we have a promise that the world was good, and it will be good again. And so I want you to take away from this, not to worry about how or why or that kind of thing, but to know that the simple reality is that God made a world that worked, and God's going to fix that world when it gets broken. See you later, everyone. Bye.